he imagines you have.
What difference does it make? The result is the same.
The difference is that you're making yourself miserable with guilt when probably you didn't do anything at all. Don't you see, Pat? Consciously or subconsciously, Brian has latched onto something. Some imaginary hurt. And he's using it against you. He's trying to control your life with it.
What if we can't find out what it...
We will. In the meantime, be straight with him. Behave as normally as you always were with him.
Try?
And above all, Pat, be honest with him. You mustn't give him anything that he can turn and use against you. What do you mean you're doing it for me? Brian, I want an answer to my question.
Wait a minute! See this game I got? It's all about football. And I can pick some teams that I want to play.
Why are you doing this?
Oh, because you wouldn't play a game of chess with me, so I might as well play this game by myself.
No, that's not what I mean. No, I asked you a question, and I want an answer. You say you're doing this big freeze on your mother for me. Brian, I don't need any protection.
That's what you think. Think I'll have the Vikes play the Cowboys. They're evenly matched. That's because both of their quarterbacks are big smart.
Brian, you are not going to do anything until you tell me what you're talking about.
Maybe Tarkington has a better arm and all that.
Brian, I mean it. I want some answers from you.
Getting rid of my headaches all of a sudden.
Sam, your brother's got a strange idea of fun.
Well, he's just one of those real weirdos, you know?
Oh, all right, then. Look, could I talk you into staying for dinner? No, thank you. I'd better not. Well, how come? I have things I better do at the club. Oh, now, you've got to eat someplace now, don't you? Sam, we're going.
You know, you're 100% wrong about Vinnie. When you love someone, you never listen to them. I don't need to experience or something like that. Especially not with Jenny. She's a very honest and open person.
Yeah, all right.
Brad, don't be sorry. Please, just do something.
No, I mean, I admit it. I'm being unfair, Jenny. I'm being unfair to you. I've asked you to lie for me. I should never have done that. Sam, I cannot face the prospect of reliving that night. And I think of Lana.
I know. Brad, but sooner or later, you have to. I mean, Lieutenant Hall is going to question you, or the coroner's going to ask you something, or somebody's going to ask you. Brad, what are you going to say?
You can confirm, Charley, that Vernon was here about 9:30 the night Lana died, right? Yep. Now, was he alone? Yeah, he came in, walked over to the bar, ordered a drink, and talked with Lana for a few minutes. You know what they talked about? Geez, I couldn't tell you. They were talking quietly, one of those private-type conversations. All right. Then what? Well, then Brad sort of drifted off, and Lana asked me to slip her a double scotch, which I did. Which I shouldn't have done, because Tony saw it. It came down real hard. That's how I remember Brad was here. Because Tony told Lana to take the rest of the night off, and we looked at his watch. It was about 9:30. Did Lana drink much on the job, Charlie? Never. Not for the last couple of weeks. You know Mark Levine, right? Yeah. He was here
last night, right?
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, he and Brad were sort of fighting over Lana.
Who won?
Marco, the partner. They said I think he did because she went home with him.
What time is that?
About 10 o'clock or a little time after that.
What kind of shape was Lana in by then?
Well, let's put it this way. If she'd asked for another drink, I wouldn't have served her. Matter of fact, I'm glad somebody did take her home. I was kind of worried about her driving home alone.
Oh, Cathy. Oh, what are you, new chef?
No. I was just putting a notice up on the kitchen bulletin board so that everybody would be sure to see it. We're having a memorial service day after tomorrow for Lana. I hope you and Carla can come.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we'll try. Well, you know, that's pretty nice of you to plan a thing like that.
Well, I thought it was the least we could do. But it was Brad Vernon who thought of it.
The parts of Wanda and Vince Wolek will be played by Lawson and Michael Ingram.
Buy you a drink, Cathy?
All right, yes, thank you. I'll have a glass of white wine, Charley.
And I'll have a beer, Charley. And could you bring it over to that table? Hey, how did I come up?
What is it? Oh, the memorial service.
Yeah.
Well, Brad came over to see me today.
He came over to ask you to help him, all right?
No, he wanted to talk to me because he sensed the hostility I felt toward him.
What gave him his first clue?
Yes, well, my first feeling was to ask him to leave, but then after he started explaining, oh, Ed, I don't know, maybe I've done him a great injustice.
In what way?
Well, in holding him responsible for what happened to Lana. I still do believe that he treated her quite shabbily, and I'm totally convinced that he's the one that got her pregnant, but he kept insisting that he tried to help her right up to the end. He understood how upset she was. He even showed me a letter that she'd written to him. Well, it was an incoherent, pitiful little note.
Saying what?
Nothing terribly important. It just pointed out how very desperate she was. And I don't know what to think. I felt so sure about what my feelings were before I talked to Brad, and now I really wonder about my judgment.
Oh, hi, Charlie.
Cathy? I saw your note on the bulletin. Very kind thing to do.
Well, I got very close to Lana those last few months. I thought it was the least I could do.
Look, if there's anything I can do to help,
Yes, thank you. And I think I'll pass on that drink unless there's anything else you'd like to ask me.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Here we go, Lieutenant.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Charlie. Oh, I'm sorry the lady had to leave.
That's all right. Charlie, leave it open. Sure. Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah. Say it.
Ed, how does Cathy strike you?
Well, pretty shook up.
Yeah, I get the same feeling. That whole thing with Lana was just too close to home. I just don't think that she's strong enough. Not yet.
Well, maybe somebody else ought to handle this memorial thing.
Yeah. Maybe I could get some of the people here. I know Charley would want to help, and some of the girls that she waited tables with would probably want to.
Yeah? Hey, Vinnie.
Hey, hi, Tony. I got it.
Hey, congratulations.
Thanks. I wouldn't have made it, man. You don't
No, you got it on your merits, man.
Oh, thanks anyway. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here? Well, I haven't...
Wanda, you are just in time.
Hi, everybody. Just in time for what? Betty, what are you doing here? Did you finish all the shopping?
Which one of those questions you want me to answer first, huh?
Never mind. I can tell you to do the shopping with winter stuff, right?
Huh. Could be on the car. You ever think of that?
Oh, yeah, but I got the car, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, we got to stop on the way home and go shopping, huh? Oh, boy, Vinnie, you know I hate to go to the supermarket at 5 o'clock in accident. I see you just stopped in for a quick tea.
Oh, Wanda, I got some good news for you and some bad news. First, the bad news, which you already know. I didn't go to the supermarket.
So, what's the good news?
I thought you'd never ask.
Oh. Gold shield?
Yep. You are looking at Detective Third Grade Vincent Wolek. That's fantastic, Vinnie.
Oh, Vinnie,
Homicide? That's where the action is. Huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's it. It's the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? Yeah, believe me, ask Ed. What's the matter?
Are you going around bragging about getting a job that puts you in a place where people will take pot shots at you?
Pot shots? What are you talking about?
Oh, I suppose you're going to tell me that the kind of people the homicide squad drags in, they're right out of the social register, right, Missy? Oh, Ed, did you have anything to do with it?
Well, I recommended him, Wanda. I mean, he got it on his own.
Oh, boy, did he ever get it. Vinnie, I want you to tell me you can't take it.
What are you talking about?
I would rather have it with a squad car on patrol. I would rather have you directing traffic if we were in market. But homicide, Vinnie, oh,
Sweetheart, look, it's $800 more a year.
Swell, just swell. So for $800, you can get a swell inspector's funeral. Vinnie, why did you do it?
Thanks for seeing us on such short notice, Will. Sorry we kept you at the office this late. No problem. Brian, why don't you sit down here? I will wait for you outside, okay, champ? So, how have you been, Brian?
All right.
Father said you had another headache this afternoon.
Wasn't too bad.
Is it gone now?
Pretty much.
Well, you know you're going to get more headaches, Brian, until we find out what the cause is. Now, Brian, try to think back, would you?
When?
Well, to before the headache started. That was about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
I guess so.
You guess? Well, you never had headaches before, did you?
No.
Matter of fact, your mother said that, except for the little illness you had last winter, your health was perfect all of your life. So this is very much out of the ordinary. And the sooner we find out the cause of the headaches, the sooner they'll stop. You know, Brian, your headaches are psychological. I explained that to you before. You did understand me, didn't you?
Guess so.
You're repressing something. Do you know what repress means?
Yeah, to hold back.
Well, actually it means you're pushing something down, trying to keep it out of sight, but like a secret, trying to hide it. And every time you try to push it down, keep it a secret, keep it to yourself, try to forget it, you'll just get another headache. So look, why don't we try to just bring everything out in the open? You know, I can just about guarantee that you're going to feel a whole lot better if you do. Come on. What do you say?
Hi, Sherry. Would you like to? No, actually, I just want to talk to Tony. Is he here? Well, he was just a minute ago. Maybe he's... Well, speak of the devil.
I heard that, Sherry. Hello, darling. How are you? Okay. Come on, I'll buy you a drink.
well, you know.
How about coming over after he goes to sleep?
No, he might wake up.
Well, Kendall's going to be there, isn't he?
Well, I know that, but if he wakes up, he might, wonder where I am. Besides, I've done enough to him already. I put doubts in his mind. I made him feel insecure.
Pat, you haven't done anything of the kind. It was Kendall that had to...
Brian is not well, physically and emotionally. And until we can find out what's wrong with him, we're going to have to make a few adjustments.
In the meantime, everybody else's life just comes to a complete standstill. Is that right?
You know, I really thought that you would understand. You were all people.
I just went out for some fresh air. Are you here to meet somebody?
No, I came to get the account books. Wanda said that she was going to have them for me this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, right. They are.
Honey, is that right?
Oh, I'll live.
That's not what I asked.
Oh, I don't know, Sam. Some days it just doesn't seem like the world's ever going to get straightened out.
I know, I've seen the future and it doesn't work.
You got it.
I know the feeling. Will you tell Wanda for me that I'll have the bills tomorrow?
Yeah.
On second thought, if you have someplace here that I could work on tonight, I could leave them with you.
Go ahead and use my phone.
Okay. Tony, on first thought, I'll tell you what, you buy me dinner, and I'll have the finished about 10 o'clock.
Miss Vernon, you made me an offer that I can't refuse.
All right.
Where would you like to sit?
Oh, right there, that'd be great. Oh, you're such a gentleman. Thank you. Thank you.
Maintenant, mademoiselle, for l'appetizer, we have the clams casino. Et pour l'entrée, la spécialité de la maison Chateaubriand for 2 people avec sauce béarnaise. Oh, c'est magnifique.
Oh, you want the Chateaubriand for 2 too?
Oh. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, but I would like it rare. I don't like it any other way.
I'm not sure we cooked it any other way. So, anyway, I thought I was going to Cathy's and see if I could straighten things out.
What thing?
Well, I had a feeling that she was being very hostile to me. And then, of course, obviously, I realized why. It was because Lana, I had all kinds of wild stories. But Jenny, I thought Cathy was so much better. I couldn't have believed it.
What do you mean? Was she uptight or what?
Oh, uptight, yes, it was. But it's not even the right word. She invited me in. Everything was fine. She was polite, and then all of a sudden she got so manic that it scared me. I didn't know. I couldn't even talk to her. I don't know. I wish I had a tape recorder there so you could hear it for yourself. It's hard to describe exactly.
Well, if she and Lana were such good friends, I'm sure she was upset about what happened.
No, it was more than that. I thought she was well from everything people had said, but based on what I saw, I'd say she's still very, very disturbed. Hey, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have
gotten off on all that. How was your day?
Okay. I saw it at Hall.
Did he call you?
I ran into him at the cafeteria.
What did he want?
Well, not much. He just wanted to know if I'd be available if he wanted to ask me some questions, and I said sure.
Why? What light could you possibly shed on all that?
Brad, I have no idea. Don't worry, I'm going to do everything I can to help.
You gonna go to the memorial service for Lana?
Oh, I didn't know there was going to be one.
Cathy's organizing it. I was wondering whether or not I ought to go. What do you think?
Brad, why wouldn't you go to the service?
I mean, in terms of what people might think. I don't want to cause more talk than there's already been.
Brad, we're good friends. You were friends.
That's my point, yes. You know, I don't want to look.
Oh, come on, forget about the way it looks. Is that the way you make decisions, according to the way it looks or the way you feel?
Darling, all I'm... You're right. You're absolutely right. Why should I care what people think, especially at a time like this?
Look at
Lana and I were very close. Oh, Jenny. What would I ever do without you?
Oh, you did all right without me before you met me.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No purpose, no ambition. And worst of all, I had no real values either. Just like this, you know, worrying about what people think instead of what really matters. Jenny, do you know how much I love you?
Brian, I'm home. Brian, Paul?
Pat took Brian to the hospital for an appointment with Vernon. Paul.
I didn't have an appointment with Will today. Unless...
So the thing to do is try to remember, Brian, what happened to start the headaches in the first place. You know, I have a feeling that it was either something that you saw or something that you heard.
How do you know? You weren't even there.
I wasn't where. I mean, at the house? Did something happen at home?
No, it was at night. Mom didn't know, but I followed her.
Where did she go? Brian, listen to me. Sometimes this is not allowed to tell anybody anything that goes on between a patient and a every patient is a person, Brian.
He was outside, Tony. I saw him through the window. How he was kissing and hugging and doing all that other stuff with Mom. And if Dad ever found out, we were and I'd never see him again.
One life to live.
I just came up and moved in with you.
I have every intention of getting my way about this.
Richard's made up his mind, and Brian lets Will know his secrets.
He was kissing her.
Then on General Hospital,
What the devil were you last night?
Steve wants to know why Jeff is neglecting his work, and Adam may leave the hospital because Gina's on his mind.
I'm still in love with you.
General Hospital after one life to live. Beginning 1 hour from now on ABC.
It's a little after 6. Why?
I reckon I better make myself scarce.
What for?
Didn't you say you invited Edwina to come by for a drink?
I
I didn't invite her. She invited herself.
It's down to the same thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. What's that got to do with you leaving?
Dumbest chair I ever saw in my whole life.
Yeah, well, you didn't answer my question. Why are you leaving?
She ain't coming here to see me, Richard.
Oh, she'll have a little surprise, won't she?
Look, I don't want to stay. I ain't got all that much to say to her.
That's not why you're leaving.
Makes no never mind why I do what I do, as long as I do it.
You're afraid that people are going to gossip about us.
Maybe.
Look, I don't want people to get used to seeing you around here.
Why?
Because you're going to be moving in. Want to hear my great idea? What is your great idea, Vinnie? Why don't you get on the horn and call Carla and tell her to come over here and celebrate my promotion with her?
Oh, we're going to celebrate you getting promoted to the Harmon side school?
I know you hate it, Wanda, but it's a step up in the world.
Fine. Well, it doesn't turn out to be 6 feet down in the world.
So come on.
Ah.
Look, I think it's a great idea. In fact, it's such a great idea that I'll supply the champagne. Hey, you don't hear no arguments from me. Come on, cheer up. You're married to a big-time detective now.
Oh, I like hot shots. And I'll go call Carla and say, if they want to come unless you want to talk to
No. Just tell them I want them to join us.
Okay.
And I'll go get that champagne. Hey, Wanda will come around then, you know? Yeah. Will you, Vic? Suppose you get assigned to the McLean investigation. Oh. Sure, I'd hate that to be my first case. I mean, hell. I mean, no matter how you slice it, you know, that involves Jenny Siegel, and that's pretty close to home. Right. Hey, since you brought up the subject, can I ask you a question? Right ahead. How come you haven't zeroed in on Brad Vernon yet? Well, I got my reasons, Vinnie. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I guess I could figure out, sure, what those reasons might be, yeah. My next question is, when are you going to question him?
I saw them through the window at Tony's place. He was hugging her and kissing her and all that other stuff. And Dad doesn't know. If he ever found out, he'd leave, and I'd never see him again.
So, that's the secret you've been keeping all to yourself?
Why would Mom do something like that?
Well, you'll never know if you don't ask her, Brian.
I don't want to ask her anything. I don't want to talk to her, and I don't want to hear anything she has to say. I hate her, and I hate Tony, too.
Without even giving them a chance to defend themselves?
I know what they did. I saw them. He was kissing her.
Well, why would you hate them for that?
Why are you asking me all these questions? Why don't you tell me how come Mom would do something like that? Are you going to tell Mom what I said?
Brian, everything you say in this office is confidential. I'm not going to tell anybody.
Especially not Dad. I don't want him to know.
Why do you think that your dad doesn't know that your mother and Tony are in love?
Well, she's not supposed to be in love with Tony.
Why not?
Well, because she's married to my father.
Brian, your father went away, and your mother had every reason to believe that she'd never see him again.
Yeah, but so what? I mean, now he's back and things can be like they were before. I mean, can't you just tell Tony to leave my mother alone?
Well, isn't that what you've been doing in every way you know how?
Sort of.
Well, have you felt any better? I mean, has it resolved the problem?
No.
Well, then, doesn't that tell you that maybe what you've been doing isn't really quite the answer?
Well, then what is the answer?
Well, why don't we start by examining your feelings, Brian? How do you feel right now?
Don't worry, I'll get around to Brad Vernon sooner or later. Well, why not sooner? Are you pressing me on this, Vinnie? Yeah, but you know how I feel about Jenny. We all love Jenny, okay? Yeah, but you don't carry around the guilt about her than I do. I mean, about Tim Siegel. I feel like I ruined the whole life. I don't want anything else lousing her up again. You understand? Think
Brad Vernon has the potential to loss up her life?
I don't know. No. He's just too cute. Look, you know, without knowing him too good, a lot of people get bad vibes over him.
Yeah, well, everybody but Jenny, apparently. Thank you.
Look, I just don't want to see her hurt again, all right?
I'm with you on that, Betty.
That's why I'm so interested to see what happens when you question Brad about Lana's death.
Yeah, well, okay, but until then, I would like to keep an open mind.
Carl and Sadie can't make it. They go to some kind of a meeting and they run away out the door.
Oh.
Hey, it still don't look like this much of a celebration. Who said anything about me moving in with you?
I did.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am.
No way. There's no way that I could live here.
You don't want to live with me, Becky?
Well, it's not you I'm talking about, Richard. Well, it's this place. I just don't fit in with none of this stuff.
Oh, well, anybody can fit into this apartment. So you just tell me what it is that you don't like, and I'll get rid of it.
Richard, it ain't so much that. I just can't up and move in with you.
Sure you can.
I just finished telling you I can't.
Yeah, I know what you just finished saying, Becky, but there's something you should understand. I have every intention of getting my way about this, so you might as well just accept it.
Richard, I got a trap.
Will, is that you?
Well, hello.
Robin, hi.
You two look as surprised as I am. Will didn't mention you were coming by.
Brad had to pick something up. And you remember Brad, don't you?
Sure, of course. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, too. You working for my father again, or what?
No, not as his nurse, but I volunteered to cook him dinner for tonight. You see, Sadie's at a meeting and Samantha's working, so I stepped into the breach.
Well, he's a lucky man, my father. If you'll excuse me just a moment, I've got some stuff to go upstairs.
Okay, take your time.
Can I offer you something to drink?
No, thank you. Well, we should have called before we came over, but we didn't see a car in the drive, so we didn't know anybody was here.
Oh, don't be silly. This is Brad's home, too, you know.
Not really. Oh, looks very nice.
Thank you. I love candlelight, don't you? Yeah. You seem to be very unhappy, Jenny.
Why do you say that?
Well, you have a very sad expression on your face.
Oh, well, I guess it's just the rooms, the memories here. So much has happened. Everything has changed since I was here taking care of Mrs. Vernon. It seems like a long time ago.
Yes. An awful lot has happened. Everything's different now. Listen, why don't you and Brad join us for dinner tonight?
Oh, but what took you so long? Your secretary told me you left the office over an hour ago.
I came over as soon as I got your message. What's the matter with Brad?
Another one of his headaches.
What happened?
Well, I'm afraid I brought it on him myself because I came down on him like a ton of bricks for being so disrespectful towards you. Well, then he flared up and said that he was doing it all for me.
You? I don't understand.
Then I asked him how in the hell he was protecting me by being disrespectful to you. And he clammed up and started complaining about getting a headache. I mean, it came on him all of a sudden. I mean, for a while there, he was tough and sure of himself, and then suddenly, bam!
Hi, sweetheart. Feeling better? Thank you for seeing him. Is he all right?
I think so. If it can be arranged, I'd like to see Brian tomorrow. About the same time would be fine.
Yes, of course.
I'm going to ask questions.
I'm sure they will.
Are you going to tell them?
What did I tell you earlier?
Okay.
Hey, I'm starved, sport. How about you?
Me too.
Okay.
Can I call you later?
Of course.
What are you two talking about?
Your mother just asked me if she could call me later, and I told her yes.
This chair is so ridiculous. I just love it.
It takes a while to get the hang of it.
You're telling me. My, everything is so whimsical.
Hey, why don't you try that?
That chair? No,
No,
thanks.
no, the pate.
Oh.
There's a place in the neighborhood that makes their own.
It's delicious. Oh, very good. You will never be able to get out of that chair on your own with help.
Here, Becky.
There you go. Ah, thank you. Richard, that's superb. You know what is superb? It's your apartment. You absolutely surprised me, Richard.
Oh, thanks.
Didn't I tell you it would be charming, Doris? It's so witty. I congratulate you, my prince and friend. Although, I must say, when you open my housewarming present, you will see I did anticipate you a little bit.
Where's my hat? Here we go. Yeah, instant ancestors, right?
I knew you'd enjoy it. No, you said it was a new in thing to do. You know, to buy a portrait and just slap it up on your wall, and then challenge anybody to say that those two old folks aren't your grandparents.
So, Dorian, you steered her into this, huh?
Well, yes, but Edwina is the one who bought it.
So she is. Well, I think you've really caught the spirit of my place, Edwina. Thanks a lot.
Oh, Robin, that's very sweet of you, but we really can't.
We really can't what?
Well, accept my invitation for dinner tonight.
Well, why not?
Well, I thought we were going out to dinner.
Yeah, but why don't we stay? I mean, you know, if it's just a polite invitation, I don't want to impose, but if you really mean it, we'd love to.
Well, of course I mean it. Listen, I'm going to go check on the roast.
And I really don't think we should stay.
Why not? It's just going to be the four of us.
Obviously, they were anticipating dinner for two.
Do you think that my father and mother do the right thing?
It just occurred to me that they might want to be alone.
I never thought of that. I mean, that my father might be involved with Ron. The old man works pretty fast, doesn't he? Well, thanks a lot for stopping by. And thanks, Edwina, for my ancestral picture.
You're welcome, Richard. Thank you once again for all the hospitality. And, Richard, I think your apartment is absolutely adorable. Goodbye, Becky. Bye. Bye, Becky. Good night, Richard.
Good night. Well, it went pretty well, huh?
Kind for the life of me figure out what's so adorable about that dumb gong. Stupid chair you can't even sit on. And I'm whole with people making fun of folk because they don't dress fancy.
Becky, it's only a joke.
Oh, yeah? There's another thing. Carrying on about how witty this place is. How can an apartment be witty? This time I don't even know what you're talking about.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
I'm going back to my own room where things make some sort of sense. Come on, Richard, I don't fit in here.
Hey, you're really upset, aren't you?
I'm just...
the difference, as long as we're together?
I will go get us some coffee. Oh, great. I'll help.
No, you won't. I'll do it. I know the kitchen a lot better than you do. Besides, I don't know if my father ever told you this, but one of my more outstanding attributes is my ability to stack the dishwasher.
Oh, terrific.
Oh, you take cream and no sugar, and you take yours black. Is that right? Thanks.
Right.
Least I can do, after all, repay this beautiful lady for a beautiful dinner.
Flattering. We'll get you everywhere, my boy.
Got that.
I'm glad this evening happened.
Yes, well, I expected it to be very painful, but it wasn't.
Things went very smoothly between Brad and me for the first time in so long.
Well, if there was any tension between you two, I certainly didn't see it.
No, there wasn't. He seems to be in very good spirits, Jenny.
Oh, he is. He is.
Well, I'm relieved. Because I was afraid he might be a little upset.
Why?
Well, it must have been painful to be questioned about Lana's death.
He hasn't been questioned.
You mean Ed hasn't talked to him?
No. Oh, I know. I'm kind of surprised myself, but...
Well, I understand that Ed's been questioning a lot of people.
Yes, so I heard. Well, I'm sure that Ed knows that Brad had nothing to do with Lana's death.
Hey, listen. Why don't I plan a little, smallish bash for next Saturday night? And you and Carla and Sadie can come, and I'll invite the Reileys and the Craigs and maybe some of the guys and their wives from the old precinct, huh? Say like that.
You're gonna celebrate my promotion? I thought you hated it.
I'm flexible.
Well, you're gonna have to be, Wanda.
Huh?
Flexible.
Try to tell me something, Ed.
Well. If Carla were here, she'd tell you in no uncertain terms that when you're married to a detective, especially a detective from homicide, you don't plan anything 2 minutes ahead and expect your husband to show up, you know?
How come you didn't tell me that, Vinnie?
You never asked me, Wanda.
I'm asking you now, Vinnie.
Yeah, I'm more or less on call 24 hours a day.
What?
Why don't you look at the bright side?
I would like to. Where is it?
Listen, I don't have to wear the uniform no more, right? You never liked it in the first place.
I love your uniform.
Since when?
Since about 2 minutes ago. I realized how much our lives are going to change. Edwina, I would like to thank you very much for keeping me company tonight. Especially for letting me tag along with you to Richard. I'm very glad you came, Doyle. Really, I wouldn't have invited myself, but... Well, I was feeling very anxious today. Well, I don't know whatever possessed me, but I somehow wanted to get in touch with my sister. I suppose maybe that's because of my talking to you about her the other day. So she was on my mind. Anyway, I called the sanitarium and tried to speak to her. Well, did you? No. All I could do was leave word with the switchboard operator to have her call me back, which she never did. She is all right, isn't she? Well, the doctor assures me that she's making very satisfactory progress. I wish that I could believe that. But somehow I have a lot of difficulty accepting it. Oh, for goodness sakes, I don't want to talk any more about my problems. I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Nothing good. Why don't we talk about that little messenger girl? What was her name again? Becky. Why on earth should we talk about Becky? Well, my instincts. And I happen to be famous for my instincts. Tell me that little creature has insinuated herself very firmly in Richard Abbott's life. Now, doesn't that disturb you just a little bit? Not in the slightest. Really? I wonder why my instincts tell me otherwise. Why should I be disturbed about something that can't possibly last? Oh, Richard seems to be so intrigued by her. No, Richard's just running true to form. He's always intrigued by things that are a little oddball. Oh, the decor of his apartment should prove that pretty well, huh? Do you mean to say that you're not worried about that mountain girl at all? No. Once she gets more civilized and starts behaving like the rest of us, Richard will get very bored with her. By all means, then, why don't you civilize her? I happen to have a shopping expedition this weekend with Becky. Aren't you a clever girl? Thank you very much for this evening. You're very welcome. I'm glad you could come over. I'm glad you're a great help in the kitchen.
Hey, anytime, right? Anytime you feel like cooking, I will feel like washing up.
You're on.
Dad, good night, Brad.
Good night.
Good night.
I was about to congratulate myself on how smoothly things went this evening. But did I displease you by inviting them?
Oh, of course not.
You just had this strange expression on your face.
I guess I'm just having a little difficulty adjusting, that's all.
What is it you have to adjust to?
Oh, I don't know. The ups and downs of my relationship with Brad. But it went very well tonight.
Brad has incredible charm.
When he wants to display it, he certainly has.
Will you say that as though maybe you feel that he might be insincere or something?
Oh, not exactly, Robin. Let's just say that Brad's always had a compulsion to dazzle people. And once that's accomplished, he seldom gives them a second thought.
Well, that obviously isn't the case with Jenny. Because he's very much in love with her.
I don't mean to sound cynical about my son, Robin. Nothing would make me happier than to be proven wrong about it. Excuse me. Hello? Oh, yes, Pat. I've been expecting your call. No, it's fine. Come right over if you want. Right.
Brad, I really don't want to be here. Can't we just leave?
Let's just stay half an hour, okay?
It just seems so unnecessary.
Come on. Half an hour. Still get you in bed by midnight, all right?
I don't know why it's so important to be here.
Yes, thank you very much. It's very important for me to be seen here.
Why?
Because I've developed a habit of dropping in here regularly. If I stop now, people think I'm sick or I'm in hiding or something.
That's ridiculous.
Come on. Don't sulk. Besides, I like to be seen with you, all right? There's Dorian. I'll have to go pay my respects.
I'll go say hello to Vinnie and Wanda.
Okay. Good evening.
Hello, Brad. Well, look who's here. You know, actually, I've been meaning to call you.
Oh, what about?
Well, I don't want to sound insensitive, but I was worried about all the gossip concerning Lana McLean's death, and I was hoping that wasn't proving detrimental to the health club.
I can't think why it should.
Well, Brad, it's a well-known fact that you and Lana used to go together.
It's also a well-known fact, Dorian, that Lana and I broke up quite a long time ago. Besides which, I had absolutely nothing to do with her death, which obviously is what the police think, because they haven't even bothered to talk to me yet.
Well, I know you want to talk to them alone, so I'll go in the kitchen and wait.
Thanks.
but I really just couldn't. I hope this isn't too much of an inconvenience.
No, it's no problem.
What did happen with Brian today?
I hope we're not out of line in asking this, Will.
How was Brian when you got him home?
Well, the headache went away. He didn't seem quite as tense, but after that, we couldn't get anything out of him.
What did you want to get out of him?
I just want to find out the reason why he's treating me like I'm his worst enemy.
He volunteered nothing.
No, and we both asked him.
Will, did Brian tell you why he was being so hostile to his mother?
Yes, he did.
What is it that I've done to him?
I can't answer that.
We're not asking out of idle curiosity, you know.
I can appreciate that. But you have to appreciate the fact that what Brian said to me was strictly incompetence.
But he's a child.
He's a human being.
How can we help Brian with his problem if we don't know what's bothering him?
You both have to understand that I wouldn't have gotten as far as I did with Brian today if he hadn't trusted me.
In other words, you're saying that you know what's wrong, and you're not going to tell us. I don't believe this.
I'm sorry.
Well, we have a right to know.
You're overlooking the fact that Brian doesn't want you to know.
So, when you gonna move in?
I don't know.
Well, at least I got a qualified answer that time.
I ain't moving in with you.
Oh, no, you don't. I heard you the first time.
Richard. I can't move out on Ann Hopkins without giving her proper notice.
Rebecca Leonard, you're absolutely right. 100% right. So when you give Mrs. Hopkins her proper notice, you can move in here by the weekend. Now you say no and I'll belt you one. Oh, I think one will come around. She's just anxious about me. Afraid he's gonna have to go one-on-one with some mobsters. Oh, say this.
Mr. Reilly, if you don't mind my saying so, I think he's the kind of man who'd be a handful for anyone. A full-time job in itself. Well, there was a time when that was short, yes. But tell me, do you ever think about coming back? Come back to Denver? Yes, but I mean really back. Working here, writing for the Banner. With all due respect to Mrs. Kendall, we all miss your particular style around here. Actually, we just